But occasionally there's a few things that I feel like I just need to say for no other reason than the comments are a little bit annoying, but that's not exactly particularly harmful. Um, especially since, especially since I generally try to make an effort at keeping my private life as private as possible. Uh, the only reason it really didn't become private anymore was because of it was because Kiwi Farms, some nutter discovered like someone it was because of 6 inches of a bed frame that appeared in my shot in the screen when I was streaming one day, that people started to know things about my private life that I didn't want them to. But you know, if you want to know the reason that I'm not really that interested in talking about the fine details of the court documents that got released yesterday, or any of that stuff, is mostly because I don't know if you guys understand, but like I've been doing Destiny Pixie content, if you want to call it that, like drama coverage, whatever. I've basically been doing that in my fucking, I've been doing that every day since like the end of last year. Okay. It's been constantly recurring in one way or the other in my private life. And it's like when I come on to stream, it's like, do I want to talk about it more and add more stress to it and add more, maybe say something that's not necessarily correct or leave a gap open for someone to attack me on? It's like, fuck that. Yeah. I don't know. I, I'll talk when I feel like I can contribute something that's maybe important, but that's not really that often. Like most people are covering this and they're, uh, it's in legal hands and shit like that. So it's like, what like, I know some people feel like it's like it's valuable to have me on the soapbox next to them because it's one more voice, and especially it's from a voice who I guess was quite close to Steven for a while, like at least in terms of streaming and content making, like taking me to Israel and shit, like Israel and Palestine, flying me out, which is honestly like I think I even said this to him. I think that's probably like one of the nicest things that anyone had ever done for me. Like he didn't really need to do that, but he did. So, but then obviously now he things change. Fuck. Especially for me to like cover it on stream as well. It's like it's because obviously it's affected me like personally in a lot of ways. Sometimes some ways it kind of like spiraled in ways that it really shouldn't have, but or didn't need to. Uh it's also what do you say? Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it just put me in a very fucking horrible, like awkward, uncomfortable, difficult, impossible, whatever position. And bro, I did nothing wrong. What the fuck? What'd I do? And it's ongoing, and it might be ongoing for a long time. And eh, are you watching the Ryan Beard thing? No, no. My issue with Steven is very blunt, right? Like it's very simple, straightforward. Um, I don't need to get involved in like going through the last 15 years of his career looking for all the bad things that everyone kind of knew about already and like tolerated, I guess. Yeah.
Just be there for your friends and do what's right. The rest is just noise.
The rest is noise. Thanks for the $10, Andrew. I really appreciate that. But no, I'm gonna, I don't know. I'll see what he says today because I know he's got a big plan right now. Um, and chances are I probably won't say anything about it because the rest of the internet will do its job. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll be mentioned and I need to defend my honor. Who knows? These are all reasonable points, but you need to be yelling them and shaking your fist. Yeah. I don't know, like people have different ways of like expressing the way they feel about different situations. Like when I like shout, it's usually because I'm triggered by something silly or something stupid. Um, in terms of like things that are genuinely like hurtful and like yeah, like shouting isn't necessarily the way I go about that. I'm like the parent who isn't mad, they're just disappointed, you know, and they just stare at you like blankly. I guess I was mentioned once um, yesterday. This was interesting to me.
Do you feel betrayed by Lonerbox? No, I think Lonerbox was in like an impossibly fucked position.
Oh,
I felt I like I said I reached out to him first. And I was like, hey, shit is fucked. Like we don't have to do content. It's cool. I understand. Especially because I think Pixie lied to him about us ever having hooked up. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much that impacted them or not though. Or not that it matters, I guess, because apparently they're not dating is what we say publicly. So maybe that doesn't matter at all. I'm not sure.
okay. So just for the people who care, I love it when like my relationship status gets kind of like decided by other people. I love that when that happens, and then I've got to like drip feed new information based on what speculations people make and everything else. Like, last time I streamed about this, I said that me and Pixie were friends. Uh, at that point, we still are. That's still true. Um, we did have a thing in the past. I think Americans call it a situationship. I hate that word. In Scotland, we just call it a thing, a hing, an unlabeled thing. And a thing that was mostly complicated by the fact that there's a massive fucking pond between us and other such things. It was not complicated by the fact that she engaged in some hanky panky with someone else 5 years ago. Uh, Mate, I've been fucking for most of the last 5 years. I've been fucking poly. Like, that wouldn't affect? Why would I care about that? The lie that he's talking about here, the most egregious, is after I got an email. After I got an email from someone saying that those leaks existed on the internet and who was in them, and me asking and Pixie saying, "No, that's not me," like in a panic because she was freaking out, and that lasted for about a grand total of 2 days, maybe less, because she was freaking out about her stuff being published online. Uh, that's the lie that we're talking about. It's just like, I know, and there's these kind of like little, and this is why I really hate talking about this stuff because the way that Stephen like introduced that as like she lied to him about this thing, it's like in my head I'm just thinking, okay, was that just like a passing comment out of nowhere, or was that just like um or was that him setting up or like planting seeds for like a character assassination because oh she lied, what else would she lie about? Like it just fucks my head. I just hate thinking about it, like, because as soon as I'm in a position where I'm having to think like, okay, this person's clever, they're clever enough to have some kind of purpose for dropping in things like that, claims like that in certain contexts. Um, but also, people say things a lot, and sometimes people who are clever can still just say things by the by that don't have meaning. So, yeah, I just don't like having to fucking decide like what's going on there. It's like, was that a malicious thing that he just did, or was that just like a thing in passing? Um, my animal brain is saying that it probably it seems malicious, but I don't like. What am I supposed to do? And this is just like like a throwaway that was made like about me and my personal life a few months ago. He also, another interesting piece of information, I don't think I ever in person heard Stephen call Pixie by her real name. Ever. Including most of her friends as well. They just call her Pixie. So I'm also like, why did you use her real name in this stream? Like multiple times. Did I just miss something? Like maybe I hadn't like been around the two of them enough to notice? Or yeah. It's not like her name is it's like the John of the Hispanic world, you know? But that's why it's like, and that this is even over like a massive claim or anything, but it's just like it's just fucking exhausting. Yeah. But for the frogs, that's one, okay? For the rest of it, we'll see what he says today. Let him say his piece and see if there's anything there that that I need to comment on. Hopefully not, but yeah. Okay, is that okay? Drama bugs? Drama gups?